Hey everybody, P.J. Turner, executive producer and host of your Breakdown Show. Working on trying to get Jay in the studio here. I'm not sure of the delay or what's going on, but you know how life is. I mean, heck, yesterday, Tiger Woods was going to a golf tournament, ended up in the hospital. So you never know what's going to happen. So we're going to be patient and see what happens. I'll check the email transom a couple of times and see if we can't figure out what's going on. But I thought at a minimum, I would check in with all of you, because I'm always interested in what's going on. If you want to chat, for sure, this would be a good time to do it. I'll keep this going for a little bit, and if we have to reschedule Jay, then, well, that's what we'll do. So anyhow, I guess the first thing I want to do is remind you that you now can support the Break It Down Show on PayPal by clicking on the link that's below. And if you do that, what will happen is you can either put a one-time fee or a one-time amount of money in there, or you can put in a monthly amount that you want to donate to the cause. So here's how this works. I will take that money and put it directly back into the show. So whether we're buying ads or updating equipment, or I'm getting some more of Damien and Dragon's time to put the show up, you're freeing me up to go work on some of these other projects that we're working on. We're doing trying our hardest to get the Prison Chronicles out the door, and these things take time and money. And so if it's time, then I only have so much, and this money helps me buy more time. So if you're into supporting the show, that's what you're doing. You're buying into just taking the show and giving it more life, and that small amount of money. I mean, $5 a month from 100 people is $500, and that's an actual ad budget that I could run and grow the show with. $20 a month is, hey, would you buy me a sandwich? Okay, great. Well, then I'll take that $20 in the form of show support instead. So wherever you are in the world, if you're into supporting what we do around here, great. And I guess just thinking about this in terms of ways to support a show is, obviously a sandwich a month, whatever, you'd buy me lunch, right? But also in general, what are the things that you have that you pay for, you don't even use, that are subscription based? Here's something that you can, even if you don't use it, you're supporting a good dude. So think about how you might want to do that. And if you don't, hey, no arm twisting from me. I want you to get in where you fit in and help where you want to help. And if we're not part of that, that's fine. Totally fine. I'll continue to work on improving the show, making it bigger and better, and hopefully continue to get us some really great guests. We are bearing down on 1,000 episodes. Now, in the podcast side, which is where the counter sort of is right now, we're at 910. We've been a little slow on pushing podcasts out. Haven't been able to maintain the 5-show-a-week pace for a while, but that's because there's other things going on, and I'm trying to get other things out the door. So that is where we're at 910. But overall, that number is north of, get this, you ready? It's north of 950. So as fast as I can get these episodes out, I will do that. So if you're watching the show again, good time to chat as we wait to see if Jay Bushman is going to make it into the studio today or not. I'm checking my email while we're talking. But that's and again, back to the PayPal thing. Big help. It's my ask, and if you have a chance to do it, then great. The other thing is if you're watching on YouTube, it's always helpful if you smash, I guess it's over here, smash that reminder button, and please subscribe. I mean, these are the things that give the show lifeblood. I'm working really hard with YouTube right now on trying to get the show to elevate, and there's a lot of chicken in the egg. Like, you have to go through, we have so many shows, I've got to go back through and update the shows, right, and put in tags and SEO and titles and whatnot, and I've got to learn how to do that better and better. But then also, you can't use tags that are above your show level, and if you don't spin enough on YouTube, then you have to try to find your level so you can be discovered and suggested. So there's always a battle. One of the ways you can help with that, and this doesn't require any money, is by simply putting comments in there. If you comment, then I can comment back. That lets the robot know, hey, this show has people talking about it. Let's put it higher up in the suggestion queue. These are all little things that add up to a big thing. So wherever you're at, whatever episode, if you go back and you spin an old episode, comment on it. I mean, I can't tell you how much that helps to see those comments come in, because then that gives me a chance to engage. And the more we have those conversations, the more we engage with those things, the better. Jay Bushman is going to be our guest today, assuming that we're able to get everything locked in. I'm not exactly sure what his delay is, but we'll get there. He has written several interesting books and projects. He writes across a variety of media. And what really, I think, makes Jay neat is, he's got a book called Novel Advice, and basically it's practical wisdom for your favorite literary characters. And so he sort of takes the approach of these literary characters writing in for advice columns, right? And so because literary characters are trapped within the story, and so they're like, hey, I'm trapped in this relationship, I just want to leave. Whoever that character is, whether it's Scarlett O'Hara or uh, whoever, Optimus Prime, right? And imagine Optimus Prime writing to an advice column on how to like deal with his crisis. So it's a funny premise. He's also done this really neat. I mean, everybody tells Jane Austen and the Bronte sister stories again and again. So he did that with another series, and that was called the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, and they basically just retold Pride and Prejudice again. And it's incredible that people are constantly taking Pride and Prejudice and reconstituting it into fantastic content. So interesting to see what Jay is, and if Jay isn't going to work out today, and I'll go for a few more minutes here. If he doesn't pop up, we'll call it, but we'll get him again. Don't worry about that. But the interesting thing about this content is just the ability to retell these great stories that we love, that are famous, and then tell it in a modern way. So if you look on YouTube, I'll put the link up here if you're interested. And it's great for young folks too. Lizzie Bennet Diaries on YouTube. Just type in Lizzie Bennet, you'll see it. And what they did was they created the story from all these, like, the characters started as Tumblr accounts, or they got their own Twitter account, and they started to tell the story through this actual like social media way, and then brought in the video part as the story went on. So it's really neat to have these fictional characters have these social media real lives, and that's how he told that story. So kind of an interesting thing. Just if you're just tuning in, we're waiting on Jay Bushman. Hopefully there's nothing wrong. I'm not sure. I haven't heard back from the publicist yet, but we'll continue to work on that. And even if we don't get him, hey, I'm just glad to check in with you all. Again, I was saying earlier, we are coming down on 1,000 episodes. We've published 910 podcast episodes, but we're well above 950 now overall when you consider the lives. So it's pretty cool. We have a bunch of great guests coming up. I've been doing a lot of callback episodes, trying to get people from the past on the show again. So, like, for example, DJ Severe just committed again today. I'm working on Bryce Vine, trying to find a time with him. All the way back to the very beginning, Tara Kemp and Dwayne Wiggins from Tony. I'm working on getting those folks in the studio and talking with us. So a lot of just, returning back to that time and getting some of those guests, while of course chasing some very, very, very big people who hopefully will be coming in here in the next few weeks, months. I mean, some really, really big, some it's shocking, really, really big guests. We always enjoy talking with all of you, and it's always interesting when you guys ask questions. So definitely feel free to chime in and contribute, whether you're watching on Facebook right now or on YouTube. I'm actually working on getting to be able to go live on several other channels too. It's all resources. It's all learning how to publish to another spot, asking, waiting, cajoling, all those things. But that's all coming. It's all in the works. It's all getting better. I don't know, what else should we talk about here? Baseball season's about to start. That's why we're going to have DJ Severe back on the show. That's kind of fun. I'm going to be visiting Benicia soon. So if you're Benicia folk, we'll be up there and broadcasting from Jason Diavadis' place on Friday. My buddy Brian Fuller, that's coming up. And just in general, just working on all these things, hoping to get the Prison Chronicles done in the next few weeks. Or I keep saying that, but it keeps providing opportunities to spice up what we're doing. And so I think we've got it to a point where we can put it out and see what happens next. Let me check my email real quick here, see if there's anything from Jay. Yeah, I don't see anything. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this session. For those of you watching right now, hey, thanks so much. I appreciate it. We will get Jay Bushman on. You do want to hear about his fantastic book. Let me just put his book link up here one time real quick. His book is called... there it goes. Novel Advice, Practical Wisdom for Your Favorite Literary Characters. And basically, it's an advice column to your favorite literary characters, and it basically pulling them out of their story. And they're like, oh my God, I'm in this terrible situation. What would you do? Sort of a Dear Abby kind of thing. All right, well, listen, we'll get Jay set up, and we'll follow up with him and sort out what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. I'll always appreciate it. Would you do me the favor of subscribing on YouTube? That would really mean a lot. It helps the show, helps me be able to continue to do it. it's hard work around here. We got to work hard, and every time you guys do that, it's just a little bit of help, and it really makes a lot. And if you're also interested, this will be my last big ask, go to PayPal, click that link, or ask me for it. I'll send it to you. Hit me at pete@breakitdownshow.com. I'm glad to send you that link into a small amount of money. Would you buy me a drink if you saw me once a month? Well, that's what we're asking for. Just don't buy me the drink. Let me put that money into the show so I can continue to do what I do and continue to make it bigger and better. So that's it. That's what I got to say for right now. I will talk to all of you soon. If you're in Benicia, look me up this week. We will try to get together. I'm kind of busy. We'll see what happens, but I'm always willing to try. And if nothing else, if nobody else tells you today, I appreciate what all of you are doing. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Break It Down Show. I'm going to run this little video. Thank you all so much. I'll talk to you all later. Hey, thanks for watching the show. I really appreciate it. Right here, you can subscribe. Please do that. It makes the show grow. Hit that notification bell so you know which incredible guest is coming up next. Down below is the PayPal link. You can put a small subscription in. That is an enormous help. All that money goes right back into the show. And then right up over here are the next episodes you should listen to, curated by yours truly. Thank you so much for watching the Break It Down Show.